And I'm going to go over the new setup on showing it on the ES. I had a couple of requests from people showing it on the ES. I will show you these trades, but I did not take these trades. I was trading the NQ. This will focus on Thursday and Friday for the ES. If you purchased the ebook in the past and you didn't get the revised copy, please send me an email and I'll be happy to send you the link. It's kind of mimicking an indicator that's out there on the market. Been able to figure it out with using what we have available to ourselves for free in our charting software. So it's worked out really great. So this is Thursday, and looking at the broader view of the market on the 5100 tick chart, this is the open right here, the dashed line. I don't know if you can see it. And you can see here, based on everything that's in the ebook, all the settings are in there and all the requirements are in there. So I'll just quickly breeze through these. Our line is below zero here, histogram below zero. You are closed below both moving averages here. You take it short. This is going to be your target where the close is from the previous day. You get a little bit better than that and it works out just fine. In order to take this, you want to make sure that you're trading below. You don't have to be closed below, but for short you want to be trading below that moving average on your 5100 tick chart. So you're trading below the moving average, you're getting your setup here short, you take it, and boom, it works. Another opportunity to re-enter is here. This is at approximately right at 10 o'clock. I'm not saying anything about taking these trades. I know that we had news on Thursday at 10 o'clock, so it's going to be up to you if you want to trade around the news. It does appear that the entries work out well regardless of the news, but that'll be for you to decide on your risk tolerance. So this is the bar that it's setting up on. You're trading below the moving average. You're below your support area here, the close of the previous day. Everything turning back to red here, basically meaning everything back to below zero. So that would be an opportunity to take that re-entry. This is a support area based on picking out relevant price areas, looking at our 60-minute chart first thing in the morning. So this would be your first target. So you have plenty of room to take that trade and boom, it works out. Next opportunity goes from above zero back to below zero here, even though the line here trades all the way back up to zero, but notice it's starting back down again. So you're good to go. Histogram is on the underside of zero, line moving lower. This is the bar that it's setting up on. You're trading below your moving average. You take it short and boom, you go. The previous day's low is at 1100, so that would be your target. You don't quite make it there, but it works out really well. And you can see here, I'm going to just draw a trend line here that you basically get an area of resistance right in this general area. So likely anything setting up here green, you're going to want to get above that area. And again, that's going to be your choice. You can take it as soon as it turns back to green. And this is the bar that it's setting up on. This is that same area here. I've got it marked on the 5100. So you get above that and you can take it. The only issue that you'd have to be aware of when taking that is this area at 1106, which earlier acted as support, might now act as resistance. So you would have to decide if you were willing to take that and if there was enough room above your head to take that. Obviously it works out through it and then trades back down to it. Oftentimes that's what you see happening on these range charts, is that you can get through it just to have it come back down below it. And if you were looking at a time-based chart or a tick-based chart, that would plot looking like a topping tail. So again, your decision, what you can stand in the way of your tolerance. This is during lunch, and you do have a short setting up here, and it does work out, but it's not anything that if I was trading this I would be too interested in. And the reason is that it's setting up right here in this area, and this moving average here, you'll find that it acts as a strong area of support and resistance whenever you come into that general area. So that's pretty much what it does. It kind of holds there, bounces around a little bit before it breaks through and comes back and tests that earlier area of resistance, which now is acting as support. I wouldn't be interested in taking that because of that reason. And again, if you're trading during lunch, it's totally up to you. Here you do get a long setting up, and that is still during lunch for me. But regardless, it sets up, you're trading above the moving average over here on your 5100 tick chart. If you take it, it worked out. Again, up to you. You have to decide how much room there is above your head if you're trading during lunch. If you wanted, you could wait to see what it wanted to do and when it decreases in size here, the histogram, and then starts to increase and your line actually starts to move higher again, that would be an opportunity for you to take it. Again, you're going to have to weigh your own risks as to what you're willing to do. I like to have get through areas of resistance and support, but you just make the decision ahead of time. Okay, I'm willing to give this a shot and risk the stop because the probability is that I might be able to get my first target. And you'll find that on these range charts you do typically get that first target pretty easily in most cases. So here you do have a short setting up right here at 228 on this bar, and you are trading below the moving average here on this bar here, but I wouldn't be interested in that until it broke this area of support, because this area has acted as support and resistance pretty much all day. It's 1106. So if you wait to get through that on this bar, you'll notice that your histogram is starting to increase in size again. Your line is moving lower again. So you can take that expecting to get back down to the previous area of support, which would be in this general area here at 1102. And that's right around where you get to. This is after 3:30. If you're trading after 3:30, great. It sets up, it works out. And I know I'm moving pretty quickly through these, but I want to make sure I get both days on this video. So here is Friday, pretty quiet day Friday, regardless of if you were trading the ES or the NQ, but there were still setups to be had. First thing in the morning, here's our open, here's our open. Nothing much really going on. You're just hanging out at the close of the previous day. You do break below that here at about 950, 952 area, but you have the floor trader pivot point right below you, so you know that that's going to act as a support area. And if you were willing to take that as soon as it turned red, there's just not enough room, in my opinion, below you to take it. It would have you getting in basically at 1075, 1050 area. It does work out because it does break that area briefly, but you don't know that that's going to happen. So again, I can't stress enough, it's up to you to decide if you're willing to take the risk of the stop to see if it can work. It very often can. So just mess around with it, how it works out for you. Here you get a long setting up at 1010, and you are trading above the area of support here. It acted as support here. Now it's going to act as resistance. It's the close of the previous day. You get a setup right here on this bar, but you can see that you created a resistance area right here this morning when we first opened, continually hitting itself there. So realistically, I would pass on this first entry and I would wait to see if it can get through that. Notice here the histogram decreases in size. Our line is pulling back, and then when it does break that area of resistance, let me just extend this a little bit. When it does break that area of resistance, these are increasing in size and this is moving higher. You can take that. You have room above you to the high of the previous day at 1750. So you take this and it works out great. Either entry would have worked out fine, but I'm more inclined to get through the resistance area and then take it. Here you do have a setup, and this is for a short, and that's at 1117, and it's on this bar here. You're trading below your moving average, and you do have that resistance area from this morning right below you, which you would think is going to act as support. Again, you still do have support at the close of the previous day at 1112. So if you determine that you're willing to take that, that's likely going to be your target. You might get hung up here at this area of support for a little while before it works, but it can work and you get your 1 point out of it. Same thing here. You get a setup. This is during lunch. I don't know if anybody would be willing to take this. It was pretty quiet, but I'm pointing it out and you can see what you think. It's on this bar here. You've got support below you at this floor trader pivot point. It acted as support this morning, so you have to give it the attention it deserves. It's probably going to act as support again. So if you take this, when this is turning back to red, that's your target. And if you decide that there's enough room to take it, then you do. And that's pretty much it for the day on Friday. It was a pretty quiet day. The setups are working out really well. So check it out at www.easyemintrade.com.